Welcome back everybody, I'm Arbor Andy, and today I wanted to showcase a team that's been doing really well for me with my grass in the back. It is a CCBA team. C for coverage, C for bulk, B for safety, and A for consistency. Resisting grass and electric in the back, with Trevenant as another one of the best safe swaps, and not the tankiest, but it definitely gets a shield or opponents down into farm range, and if not, achieving switch. So pretty good team. Let's see how we do. Our first match, we encounter a wall rain. We're going to be seeing a lot of those. So wall rain on the lead, we can build up to the moonblast and let them build up to the earthquake. The earthquake does get us at about 50% health, so I'm going to let the first one go through. It is going to be the earthquake, so it does get us at 50%, but hopefully we can get the wall rain at 50% with this moonblast as well. They let it go through and it gets them below 50%, but if we don't get the debuff, so we're going to counter powder snow, switch, and hopefully catch an earthquake on the Trevenant. This will be resisted. The opponent did full send the earthquake and we catch a resisted earthquake on the Trevenant, but can we farm down? No, we cannot, and we will have to use a shield. One Icicle Spear from full health will not KO Trevenant, but we're below half health, so we have to shield. This is okay, but now we're met with a Surfetched. So Surfetched does have access to the Night Slash, and we are in Night Slash range, so I'm going to bait with the Seed Bomb and get the first shield back. This Seed Bomb, if the opponent was counting, they may or may not shield it. They were counting, and it is just the Seed Bomb. We're not able to Shadow Claw it down, but we're able to get to the next Seed Bomb, but Surfetched actually wins CMP over Trevenant here. So I am going to let the Night Slash go, and hopefully Water Gun farm down with the Tapu. So Surfetched also does have access to Leaf Blade, so I'm going to throw the Surf right away and hope for a next shield or KO the Surfetched, but they do shield. Surfetched not able to get Water Gun farm down, and they're going to throw a move. This could be the Leaf Blade or Night Slash. Leaf Blade does KO the Tapu Fini, but one more Bullet Seed KOs with the Ferrothorn, and the final Pokemon is a Tapu of their own. So taking the first win there with Ferrothorn. Seeing another wall rain in the next lead. Gonna go for the same game plan here, go for the Moonblast, and hopefully catch another Earthquake on Trevenant. This time the opponent throws the Earthquake before we get to the Moonblast. I'm going to let this go through, and they do full send the Earthquake, gets us up around 50% health, build up as much as we dare, and go for the Moonblast. I was thinking they might throw an Icicle Spear, so I farmed up a little bit, get them below 50%, and get the debuff. I was debating staying in, but I'm still going to go for the same game plan, catch a debuffed, resisted Earthquake on the Trevenant that does even less damage. So even if they throw an Icicle Spear here, we are able to farm down with the debuff. So Trevenant gonna no-shield the Icicle Spear. Do we survive it? Yes, we do, just barely, and we can come up with the Shadow Ball and shield advantage, or at least meeting the opponent with same shields. Not before we throw the Shadow Ball here. The opponent lets it go through, and we get Wing Attack down. Perfectly okay with me, because we have a 2-shielded Tapu versus a 2-shielded Zard. The wing attacks are neutral, but we do have a Surf, and we're able to get to it and fire it off and hope for a shield. Opponent does decide to shield this time, so they're going to get to a Blast Burn, which will KO from here, and I know that they are baiting, but just to be safe, shield up the bait, because they're not able to make another one, and Water Gun farm down. There is a Swampert in the back, and they're met with the Ferrothorn, and even at 1-to-1 shields, this is an awful day for Swampert. They need 2 Earthquakes basically to KO, because Earthquake and a Hydro Cannon does not cut it here, as they're going to see let the first one go through. We build up to the power up, and obviously lose CMP, but that's okay for me. I'm going to shield it just in case. Just the Hydro Cannon, and 1 for the KO and 1 for the shield. So Ferrothorn coming in clutch. I did suspect that Swampert in the back. So this power up is 4 times effective to the Swampert, taking care of it, and goodbye Swampert. I know everyone loves to see Swamperts go down, and this is exactly why I built Ferrothorn. Also Trevenant coming in clutch, but awkward lead in the first match. This match could go either way because we're doing super effective, but I'm better on the Trevenant, but we bait out a Goon. Totally okay with me, because at least we've baited it out, and we can come back in with the Tapu. All we can do is go for neutral C-Bombs here. The Shadow Balls are resisted, and the Obstagoon is out of move. Night Slash is starting to come through, but they're actually running Obstruct for some weird reason. So I was thinking, I still don't want to shield Trevenant in this match, like you never do, but because they're going Obstruct, I might actually able be able to win switch here, but gonna let the next one come through. This is gonna be the Night Slash, but it's just another obstruct opponent. What are you doing? Gonna build up to almost 2 seed bombs here in case they do go for the Night Slash, and I know this is double debuff, but slowly chipping away at the goon. We get to the next one, and again will not be KOing, so the goon doesn't need to shield this. They're probably going for the obstruct again, so I'm gonna aggressively swap into the Tapu because we can deal with the Nidoqueen ahead on energy. So the opponent does go for the obstruct again. Opponent throwing their lose condition left, right, and center, so ahead on energy because of the swap we are able to get to the surf and get the first shield from the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen does decide to shield, and they're actually going to try to farm us all the way down, so I was thinking, when are they going to throw their poison fang? So I'm just going to go ahead and throw another surf here and hope for another shield. Tapu very low, getting the second shield actually, so Tapu Fini getting farmed down, which is very not ideal, but we do have 2 shielded Ferrothorn versus the Nidoqueen. I do decide to come in with the Trevenant here because I was thinking I might make it to a Seed Bomb, shielding the Poison Fang, but it's actually the Stone Edge, so I was thinking probably double nukes here. They would probably have Earth Power as well. Gonna let the next one go through, and it is the Stone Edge, so that's a massive amount of energy wasted by the Nidoqueen. Because they are running double nukes, they don't have a bait move or anything cheaper, so they are forced to go for the more expensive move, Power Whip, KOing the Nidoqueen, and we'll have to see what the opponent is coming in with. They come in with the Goon and they're out of move, and because they're running Obstruct, they are not running Cross Chop. It is going to be the Obstruct again. The opponent just not having a good day here because now they're coming in with the Gyarados, and that Obstruct isn't going to do anything. Double effective Thunder. Goodbye, Gyarados. One more bullet, so he takes out the Goon, and Ferrothorn clutches another win. So Tapu into an Articuno here, another good lead. We resist the Ice type, being a Water type, but the opponent could be carrying Hurricane or Ancient Power, so they're going to go for a move here, and this is around when they would throw their Icy Wind, but it is going to be the Ancient Power, so the opponent trying to do some neutral damage here, go for a boost, and they decide to swap. This is okay later on, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Moonblast onto the Cresselia, hope for the debuff, and we do get it. So now Trevenant coming in to do some super effective damage with a debuff Cresselia. Gonna go for the Moonblast, but it's actually the Aurora Beam, and with the debuff on the Cresselia, Trevenant survives, and we get to a Seed Bomb bait here. Cresselia doesn't want to go down to a Shadow Ball, so they will decide to shield. Gonna go for nuke number 2 here, and we win CMP. Do they want to keep the Cresselia? Yes, they do. And honestly, even if this is another Aurora Beam, I'm counting on the debuff. Trevenant survives another Aurora Beam. Let's go, Trevenant, but we get sniped by the Articuno. Totally okay with me, because Ferrothorn can deal with the Cresselia, and the Tapu can deal with the Articuno coming back in, and the opponent actually goes for the Icy Wind here because they know they don't have shield stuff, so may as well debuff us, but that is not going to help as we win CMP on the Moonblast, and this Moonblast with the debuff will be getting the Articuno very low, but not quite KOing, and it was the CMP tie. So even an Icy Wind won't KO. Was it the Ancient Power? But it is just the Icy Wind. We are able to Water Gun farm down, desperately trying to swap into the Ferrothorn, trying to catch a move on the Cresselia, and they're going to throw. So because debuffs have been cleared, I'm going to shield this just in case, and it is the Aurora Beam. Not quite sure how much damage that would do, but in comes a Cobalion, and I should have saved the shield, but I wasn't quite sure because I might get double kicked down here, so really tough lead. Thunder is not stab, but it is 100 on the Cobalion, but the Cobalion is very tanky and very spammy with these Sacred Swords. So here was debating not shielding and coming in with the Tapu and maybe getting to a Surf because we resisted double kicks on there. Thunder still not going to cut it, so I was thinking they might be able to get to catch, but they're going to build up to back and farm us down, and now it's game over because we don't have any shields. So very tough on a Cobalion in the back. We need to see that up front or match it with the Trevenant. But on to our next one, we meet another Giratina. So another positive lead for the Tapu. Opponent's going to swap and hard walled by our Ferrothorn on Florges. Even Moonblast is resisted because of our Steel type. They go for the Disarming Voice, so the opponent is going for waiting out the switch clock here, going for the cheaper charge move, because everything they have is resisted. They even have Petal Blizzard, which is double resisted against our grass and steel types. Power Whip, not going to cut it, so we can overfarm in this match because we need to come up with some energy, because these Disarming Voices are not doing very much, but they will add up over time as the opponent comes to another one. So Disarming Voice here is chipping away at Ferrothorn somewhat, so I am going to need to throw another Power Whip soon before they get us very low. This will be KOing the Florges. Do they decide to shield? Yes, they do, but we've got the back-to-back, and they will have to double shield to maintain switch here. What does the Florges decide to do? They actually decide to shield, knowing that we don't have Mirror Shot, so they're going to get to the Disarming Voice before we do, try to snipe us with the Giratina, but we are patient and we swap back into the Tapu, and now we're up shields versus the Giratina. So I know that they don't have Shadow Force because they are just throwing at 6, which is just an Ancient Power. Opponent not getting the boost and shields down. This Moonblast will be doing a ton of super effective damage to the Giratina, not quite KOing, but it does put it in farm down range or surf range. So having 2 shields here, we still can tank another Ancient Power. They still don't have the boost. Tapu Fini building up. We are able, okay, so this could be the Ancient Power, but I think they only made the Claw. They only made the Claw, and we survive, and we Water Gun farm down the Giratina, still with 2 shields, but we lose CMP against the floor. Just totally okay with me, because we can come in with either or here, and just quickly deal with the Florges, but the opponent swaps out, and we're met with a Melmetal, and this Melmetal is not going to have a good day, because everything is resisted here, except for the Rock Slides, and the Rock Slides will chip away at the Trevenant, but because we're up shields, and Trevenant is pretty spammy with the Shadow Claw, we are able to get multiple Shadow Balls off here. So number 1, not quite KOing the Melmetal, and I could do Seed Bomb or farm all the way down here, and I think I even do Shield Flex here because putting on a show with Trevenant here. Rock Slide not quite KOing the Trevenant. We Shadow Claw farm down the Melmetal, and the floor just comes back in to get Shadow Claw down as well. So Trevenant putting on a show and 2 shield flexing on the opponent in that last match, getting a 4-1. Typical team from me with grass in the back, but getting the Snorlax for the reward here as well. Let's go. So very strong team for Open Ultra. Let me know what you guys think of the team. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It really helps me out. Join us on Discord. I have the Sylph tabs working, and I'm interested in either getting a factions together or a tournament going. So link is in the description. So thanks again everybody for watching. I've been Arbor Andy, and I'll see you buds in the next one.